This red-haired boy is insanely obsessed with fighting, but no matter how hard he tries, he always ends up getting slammed to the ground. To become stronger, he still refused to give up. Whether on the bus or during class, he kept forcing himself to train. Just when the boy was about to lose hope, he heard a classmate say, "If you want to get stronger, go to a vocational high school." At that moment, his fighting spirit reignited. He arrived at the school he had longed for. The moment he opened the door, he felt like he had entered heaven. I thought the red-haired Ajun didn't come here to study, but today was the last day of the bet with the principal, so I reluctantly gave him one last chance. If he could finish the test, he'd pass. But that red-haired guy had never written a test in his life. He kept writing until it was dark. Then, suddenly, the library doors swung open. A guy with braids walked in. He glanced at the books on the table, then told him to go take a test. But that wasn't my arrangement. Ajahn followed him to a remote warehouse. This was the testing site of the Yeonbaek gang. Only the top 3 students in the entire school were qualified to take part. The rules were simple. Get the key from the hood of that Porsche. If you got it, the car was yours, and you'd also earn a spot in the organization. The problem was, 3 people were standing in the way. But Ajun, who had been obsessed with fighting since he was a kid, charged forward with a roar without hesitation. When we got back to the library, Ajun was already gone. Then the doors burst open again, and Ajahn rushed in, shouting that something bad had happened. At that moment, Ajun was already lying on the ground, walked out holding the test paper high. Even though the redhead only scored 17 points, for a test this hard, I could only get 4 at best, so he passed the study group test. The other guy saw my name tag. If I could take the redhead away from under his feet, it would count as my test pass.